Yo, it's time to wake up. 80% of small businesses are failing within the first 5 years, and I don't want your business to fall in the same category. And right now, I'm just here to tell you exactly why they are failing. It's because of their ineffective branding. It's just not working. I have seen multiple entrepreneurs pour their whole heart into their businesses only for them not to exist again. So today, I'm going to break down the 3 brand killing mistakes that these businesses are making, and I'm going to reveal a step-by-step blueprint that's helped other entrepreneurs transform their brand from forgettable to unforgettable. And trust me, by the end of this video, I promise you that you'll have the roadmap to really help you stand out in a crowded marketplace. This is branding like a pro. Mistake number 1, your brand has been all over the place. One mistake that I see a lot of small businesses make is inconsistency with their logo, their colors, and their tone of voice. They're all different from their website, their social media, and even their packaging. So when that happens, it confuses your customers, which then in return, it makes your brand forgettable. Here's an example. I worked with a middle school's athletic department that had mismatched logos, outdated uniforms for the basketball team, and their branding was very inconsistent. Even their own students didn't feel connected to the team, which then changed when I had the opportunity to create a brand identity that was cohesive. It was a new logo, it was professional uniforms that I was able to design for them, and there was a consistent language of design across all materials. When their team unveiled their new look, it sparked pride and connection. The players' morale went through the roof, and their performance on the court was crazy. They went from having a losing season to then going into a phenomenal run of 11 wins and 2 losses. That is the power of consistency within your branding. It doesn't just look good. It creates trust and it inspires action. So now let me tell you about the fix. You want to create a brand identity system. Think of it as your brand's visual and verbal DNA, your colors, your fonts, your logo, and tone of voice. You want to make sure that all these things are consistent across every single touch point. When your branding is unified, it builds trust and recognition for your audience. You want to look at brands like Amazon, Coca-Cola, or even Apple. You are able to recognize these brands as soon as they get in your face, because their branding stays consistent no matter where they're at, no matter where they show up. It could be ads, it could be packaging, or it could be their products. By doing the same, you can turn that confusion we talked about into confidence and actually build a brand that stands out no matter where it shows up. The second mistake that I want to talk to you guys about is you trying to be everything to everyone. You just can't do that. When you try to appeal to everybody, you're not connecting with anyone. A strong brand knows exactly who they have to speak to. They don't waste any time. They are laser focused and know who their audience is. The fix to that is defining your target audience and building that brand around their needs, their values, and their desires. You have to understand their language. Let's talk about Nike, for example. They're laser focused on the athletes, fitness, and the people who love fitness, which then makes their branding more powerful and relatable. And it also makes their brand very desirable for people who may not be in fitness yet. So coming up, I'll show you how storytelling can tie all of this together. But before we get into that, let's look at how knowing your audience can actually change the game in real life. All right, so let's dig deeper into Nike. Every campaign they create focuses on their audience's aspirations and not just the shoes that they're selling. They're always thinking about their customers as the hero and the main point about how they can overcome challenges and achieve the greatness that they know their customers want. So when they're able to make that emotional connection, that's when Nike becomes unforgettable. I'm sure that you guys have your own personal stories. Now let's get into the third mistake. Focusing only on selling instead of storytelling. What we have to come to understand is that our brands are more than just a product or a service. There is a why behind what we do. Your audience wants to connect emotionally with your brand and not just buy from it. And how you can fix that is to create a brand story. Share what inspired you to start that business. and also talk about the challenges that you had to overcome and how your products can solve the problems for your audience. Don't let anyone ever tell you that the story of your brand does not matter, because I'm telling you right now, that is a lie. A great story builds trust. A great story builds loyalty. And another thing that a great story does is build connection. And those three things are what any business needs to be able to thrive. So right now, I want you to take a moment and actually answer these questions. What inspired your business, and what problems are you truly solving? Your story is your most powerful marketing tool. Next, I'm gonna share how you can visually bring your story to life. But before we get into that, I want you to really think about the why behind your brand. Let me know in the comments. And if you need help crafting that brand story, our branding roadmap includes an entire section dedicated to just that. And that is to help you define your mission, your vision, and your values. And I'll link that in the descriptions for you to explore later. So the fix here is to share your brand story. Look, branding isn't a logo or just a color scheme. It's your business's personality. Along with that, it's your promise and the voice in a super noisy world. Avoiding the mistakes that we just talked about, you're not just creating a brand, but you're building a movement. So now it's up to you. What's one thing that you'll do today to improve your branding? Drop it in the comments below. And if you're ready to take your storytelling to the next level, you need to check out Freddie's video on the psychology of great storytelling and how to make your brand unforgettable. He breaks down the storytelling technique that helps you level up your content and connect with your audience on a deeper level. And trust me, you do not want to miss it. Click here to watch Freddie's video now, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tips to grow your brand through content creation and storytelling.